So this is time for our science class. Actually, you know all that light is a source of energy. It helps us to see things around us. We are not able to see anything without light. Everything becomes visible when only light falls on it. You know, the sun in the sky, the bulb in the house, in our house, the lamp in any room gives us light. So, to our today's chapter is chapter 10, Light and Shadow. Today we learn about light and shadow. This is our chapter. Here you can see that pictures of sun, stars, fire, bulb. You know that we can't see without light. So for that reason only, when it is dark, we can't see anything. Actually, light is a form of energy that helps us to see things around us. Light helps us to see the beautiful colors, tall buildings, trees, nature, beautiful natures, all the things. During the day, we see things with the help of what? Yes, it is sunlight. And during the night, we have to use electric bulbs, tube lights, etc. to see things around us. So, you know, there are sources of light. What are the sources of light? Actually, when we enter a dark room, the objects present in the room are not visible to us. Only when we switch on the light bulb, everything in the room becomes visible. This is because the light sources gives off light which is required for our eyes to see. Any object that gives out light is known as source of light. Okay? Any object which gives us light is known as source of light. Sources of light can be natural and it can be man-made or artificial. Okay? So, for example, I can say that the sun, the stars, fireflies. You can see here sun, stars, fireflies. These all are the natural sources of light. And some objects like candle, torch, or bulb. They are the example of human-made source of light or man-made source of light, or it is also called as artificial sources of light. Some objects like the sun, electric bulb, and a candle emit light on their own. They are known as luminous objects. These actually objects are classified into two categories based on their ability to emit light. Those are number 1, luminous, and number 2, non-luminous objects. The objects which emit their own light are called luminous light. There are what they are examples of that luminous objects: light bulb, firefly, searchlight, etc. And the objects which do not emit light, their own light, but are visible by reflection of light, they are known as non-luminous objects. And you know, moon is the non-luminous object because it does not emit its own light but is visible only due to the reflection of sunlight. Other example of non-luminous objects are ball, desk, book, any objects or any animal, etc. You know, an object can be both luminous and non-luminous. For instance, a candle which is not lighted. When it is not lighted, it is an example of non-luminous object, and when a lighted candle is an example of luminous object. Okay? Now, I'm telling you about types of materials. Actually, different materials allow different amount of light to pass through them. There are three categories of materials. Firstly, transparent materials. We can look through a glass because glass allows light to pass through it. These materials, there are such materials always can pass lights through it. So an object that allows light to completely pass through it is called transparent. Here you can see glass. And here, example of transparent object: air, pure water, plain glass, thin colorless plastic sheet, eyeglasses. These all are transparent objects. You know, uh, uh, we cannot look through a cardboard piece or through a book or a wall because they do not allow light to pass through them. These all are called opaque objects. Thick paper, cell phone, and cemented wall are all these are opaque objects. So what we can say that there are some materials which do not allow any light to pass through them. They are called opaque objects or opaque materials. Table, chair, stone, wall, etc. are opaque materials. We cannot see anything through them. And now it's translucent materials. There are some materials which allow only some light to pass through them. You can see here. These are called translucent materials. For example, frosted glass, smoke, butter paper, etc. We cannot see clearly through them. Okay, tracing paper is also a translucent material. Okay. Now, how I am telling you how light travels. Actually, light always travels in a straight line. Okay. Whenever we have to show the propagation of light in any diagram, we represent it either with a ray or a beam or a ray. A unique property of light is that in any given medium, it travels in a straight line. It cannot bend around objects. When the path of light is blocked by an object, light changes its direction. Light is the fastest thing, It is the fastest thing in the universe. In air, light travels about 3 lakh kilometers in just 1 second. Unlike sound, light can travel in vacuum. It is a fact, interesting fact. Sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. Always remember, sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. Okay, so these are all facts and some facts about light, and this much for today's class. In our next class, I'll tell you about shadow. What is shadow? How it is formed. So, till then,